Hello everybody, it's Hollywood Joe again, coming from you down in the man cave, Hollywood man cave, and I wanted to talk to you guys about the whole Penn State sexual abuse scandal and my thoughts and on the whole thing. College football's had its fair share of scandals over the years. With USC, Ohio State, U of M, Auburn, and all these other scamming and taking benefits and ineligible players and forfeiting the Heisman trophies and stuff of that nature. And the thing of it is this new scandal involving former defensive coordinator Jerry Sandusky has taken everything to a new level. Never before has this much press, this much controversy ever come upon a university, and I really think it's going to have an effect not just on Penn State, but on major universities in general. I really think that because of this, parents are going to think twice about sending their kids to a major university where it's so big and where anything could happen. I also think that, you know, younger students, are going to feel unsafe going to a bigger environment like that, knowing that the possibility of not being protected. Because as reports have come out, Jerry Sandusky, some of his abusive acts even came on Penn State campus grounds, and nothing was done about these acts. And you know, for me, if I was a parent right now with a student headed to college, I wouldn't not send my student or send my kid to a major university because of all this. I mean, look at look at all the prestigious schools. I mean, Ohio State, U of M, USC, Auburn, and now Penn State. Granted, Penn State's scandal is much bigger and much more morally wrong than all the other ones. But even look at even Duke back about 4 or 5 years ago with the Duke lacrosse team, and look at the scandal there. Look what happened to them, and look how Duke's athletic program has kind of suffered as a whole because of that. Um, People don't feel safe around these college athletes and these college big timers that think they can get away with everything. Um, but because of what happened here in Penn State, I think major universities are going to suffer as a whole in recruiting, because college athletes, honest college athletes, don't want to be, associated with the few that cheat and the few that do wrong. And I think you're going to start seeing smaller colleges and community colleges have higher enrollment and possibly even better athletic programs. Um, Paterno goes, I think he was kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. I think maybe he wasn't informed of all what was going on, and maybe he was just passing along the information he received. I watched and read what he had to say today, and you could tell he's very, very genuinely sorry. I mean, this man loves Penn State. He loves his students. He loves his football players, and I could tell there was a huge sense of remorse that he didn't do more. And as far as Jerry Sandusky goes, I mean, really, really, you have a prestigious job working for a prestigious university, and you throw that all away and bring down a lot of people with you that necessarily shouldn't have even been brought down. I mean, for example, look at the athletic director and the vice president. They both stepped down from their positions and turned themselves in yesterday for covering up your mess. And my message to Jerry Sandusky is, and my message to anybody out there, think about your kids. Think about how you would feel if one of your kids was being sexually abused. You would be outraged. And to me, I really hope Jerry Sandusky pays for what he did to these children, pays for how he screwed over the University of Penn State. And, it's just a horrible situation. I mean, I saw Matt Millen break down on ESPN the other day. I saw multiple Penn State alumni just be so upset and furious about over this. And even coaches around the NCAA, former coaches and present coaches, all of them are just shocked, upset, and don't even know what to think. I mean, this is an 84-year-old man in Joe Paterno who built such a legacy for himself, but because of one guy's selfish deeds, it's probably going to be all thrown away now. Granted, we don't know everything that Joe Paterno was told about this. We're in no place to judge him. I mean, because everybody does wrongdoing in their life. But I mean, if he had a lot of knowledge of what was going on, then shame on him. That's what I got to say. I don't know. It's just a really, really touchy situation, and like I said, I think altogether this is gonna hurt college sports in general. It's just not gonna hurt Penn State. I mean, like I said, if I was a parent of a kid headed off to college, I would not send my kid to a major university because of this scandal. Because if it can happen at Penn State, it can happen anywhere. I mean, a lot of people thought Penn State was the cleanest program, cleanest college you could ever think of. Because they weren't part of any scandals like a USC or a, Auburn or a Michigan or an Ohio State or any of these other programs. I mean, you got to really think about it from that point of view, that who would want to send their kid off to a major university at this point? Like I said, I think you're going to start seeing more numbers at smaller universities and community colleges of that nature, and it's just a horrible thing. And my sympathy goes out to all the victims and all the victims' families out there that were affected by this, and to all the students and athletes at Penn State who had nothing to do with this. I really feel for all of them too, and I really hope they can get through this together and stick together. And it's just a touchy situation. I have no effect on, none of this has an effect on me, but even I'm kind of, a little bit emotional about it. I'm such a sports fan, whether it be pro or college, and I hate to see anybody be dragged down because of somebody else's dirty deeds, and the whole football program of Penn State is being dragged down because of one man's dirty deeds and dirty acts. And my hope is that the players of Penn State football will come together for the last few weeks and have a great rest of the year and make a really good, possibly win the Big Ten championship and possibly go to the Rose Bowl with or without Joe Paterno on the field or in the press box. Joe Paterno announced his retirement, as we all know, and he's going to retire at the end of the year. But a lot of people feel he shouldn't even be coaching now. He should step down now. I don't know how I feel about that yet. We'll see what happens Saturday and whatnot with all that. Like I said, Um, so much stuff, so much emotion into this. It's really hard for me to talk about it because you can't even put into words how emotional this is. Not just, yeah, just everybody. Anybody that's a fan of college sports, anybody that's a fan of Penn State, anybody that was a fan of Joe Paterno. Um, that's really my take on it. That it's just a really horrible situation for everybody involved. And like I said, my thoughts and prayers and sympathies go out to the victims of this scandal and the families of the victims and the players, the football players of Penn State who had no part in this taking place. So that's all I got to say on this. Post your thoughts and comments below. Appreciate your time this evening.